All right, guys, the end of my day here, and I'm just going to share with you how everything went for me. And today's day 2 of the 100-day challenge, and I thought things went pretty well today. Not as good of a day as yesterday, but still a very good day, and I'm going to run through it with you. The first thing is I went to the gym this morning, and I got in a bunch of steps, and I got in, I think it was 5,000 in about 40 minutes on the treadmill. So I was doing my best to go as quickly as possible, get those steps in, ended up with 5,000 at the gym. And then I wanted to go for a walk later in the day, but I didn't get a chance because I was working. I came home. I was doing some chores with my wife, and then we had my father-in-law over for dinner, which I'll get to in a minute because that is important. I'm just trying to show you my steps here. Let's see if I can get that up on the screen here. So yeah, there it is. 10,942. So let's call it 11,000 from the steps today total. That's just from like doing other things, so it's not that hard to get to 15,000. If I would have went back to the gym, I would have got there, or for a walk around my neighborhood, but I didn't. And so that's one of the ways today I was a little bit short compared to yesterday, because yesterday I did get the 15,000 steps in. But let's take a look at the foods I ate. Now the Costco order came in, and I'll go through that on a separate video, what I ordered. I'm hoping these videos are helpful to you to know exactly what to do, because sometimes when I'm coaching people in the clinic, I talk about like in generalities, but I think it helps if you have specifics. So here I had a smoothie when I got home from work. Now, I usually try to eat around 11 a.m. I eat up until 7 p.m. Then I fast for 18 hours. So that's intermittent fasting. Start eating again around 11. This time I didn't eat until 1:30. So it was actually quite late. And I was starting to feel it, to be honest. I was starting to feel a little bit lightheaded. I was starting to feel my eyes were burning a bit, getting scratchy. And I remember this a few years ago when I was writing that book called The 100-Day Diet on Amazon, that I did start to get like symptoms like scratchy eyes and soreness in the throat area, kind of like the keto flu. All right, so for my smoothie, protein powder, 1.5 scoops, blueberries, which came in my Costco order, 65 grams, blackberries, 65 grams. The fiber that I just ordered from superstores like Loblaws here in our area, and I put 2 scoops in. Then I used water as my base because I'm out of almond milk, and I put creatine in there. So basically it gave me the rundown: 365 calories, 44 protein, 35 carbs, but 19 fiber. So you actually subtract the total carbs, because fiber is a carb. Hope that makes sense, but fiber is a carbohydrate, but you can't digest it. So 35 total carbs, 19 fiber, which is net 14. 35 minus 19 is 14. So that's your net carbs. That's the really important number that we need to get down in order for the body to burn off the sugar stores, the glycogen in the muscles and liver, and start to turn into fat burning mode is what we want. So we start losing weight. And I had 11 grams of fat in that smoothie. So then I had chicken breast bites. These are from Costco as well. One of those pouches, 150 calories, 24 protein, zeros for the rest, and 4 fat. So that was excellent. Guacamole, I had that a couple times today. Right here, I had an extra couple tablespoons there. So for the guacamole, 70 calories, again from Costco, 1 protein, 6 carbs. Got to watch that. 4 fiber, 2 net carbs, 6 fat. Okay. Tuna poke, again from Costco. They're from the freezer section. 1 package, 170, 29 protein. That's really great. 8 total carbs, 0 fiber, so 8 net carbs and 1.5 fat. Ham, I cooked a ham, had a couple slices with dinner, and I had one when it was ready as well. So I had 5 slices total today of ham. So 90 in 2 slices, 13 protein, 2 carbs, 2 net carbs, and 4 fat. The guacamole, we went over it. For the blueberries, okay, I'll talk about that in a second. But I had spaghetti and meat sauce with my family because we had my father-in-law over for dinner. I had a quarter serving. That was a small serving for me, but I had the ham with it. 120 calories, 6 protein, 18 total carbs. That's really bad. With 2 fibers, so 16 net carbs. That was a good decision to cut it down to a quarter of a plate, because if you get too many net carbs, you're going to kick your body out of that sugar depletion mode, the glycogen depletion, which is packaged sugar basically in the muscles and liver. And I was able to keep those net carbs down. So it still turned out to be, let's see, 16. We'll take a look at the end of the day and see how that turns out. Now for dessert, my family was having ice cream, and I couldn't have ice cream. That would have definitely put me over and been bad for day 2. So I went to the plain yogurt I had in the fridge, because I remember from yesterday I had that as a snack. 80 calories, 10 protein, 4 total carbs, 0 fiber, 4 net carbs, and 2 fat for that one. I had blueberries and blackberries in the yogurt. And those are going to be similar to the ones I had in the smoothie. So 30 grams of each, 4 total carbs, and 3 for the blackberries. So then with the fiber, though, you can see 1.5 in blackberries fiber and 3 carbs, 1.5 net carbs. That's excellent. So if you want a little bit of sweetness, blackberries probably better than blueberries for sure. I like raspberries too. We'll do that. I got some frozen raspberries in my order. They're in the freezer. I'll put that in my smoothie, and we'll see how that turns out tomorrow when I add that into my smoothie. But all right, let's take a look. Total calories, 1280. Protein, 146. That's great. And I've been really struggling to get my protein up in the month of December in preparation for this 100-day challenge. So 146 protein, total carbs, 82, fiber, 33. So I want to be over 30. That's good. Net carbs, 49. A little bit on the high side. I want to be between 30 and 50. Just made it. But I won't be having the spaghetti on a regular basis, that's for sure. So, and this was a dinner we're having with family too. So, food for thought for next time. Maybe just having the ham, maybe having some vegetables or a salad pre-cut or ready to go, offering it to other people at the dinner table. That might be a good idea. And the fat, 43, steps, 10,500. It was actually closer to 11,000. I'm going to make that adjustment here so I get some credit for that. Water, 12 cups. I did drink a lot of water because I thought it would be important the way I was feeling today, kind of that keto flu-ish feeling. So I'm just going to say I had 11,000 steps today. And how many calories did I burn at the gym? Walking 5,000 steps on the treadmill. And then the rest of the activity today. I'm just curious to see what kind of credit would I get from that body weight. My body weight's about 220. Let's see. 218.2 to be exact today. So let's just get an update on that, because that's going to give me more calories burned, 260 to 300. I think the treadmill said more like 400 when I got off it, but chat's saying about 260 to 300. The remaining activity, 6,000 steps, 300 to 360. So let's say I burned 560 to 600 calories. Calories eaten, less calories burned, net intake 680. That's fantastic. Definitely going to lose weight doing this. I'll step on the scale tomorrow and I'll do a YouTube short for you guys. So protein intake protected my muscle. I made a lot of muscle gains in 2025. I want to protect that muscle. Walking handled the calorie deficit safely. Fiber and hydration supported appetite control. That's true. There was a couple times there mid-afternoon where I was craving some food. I did eat a fair amount, like I showed you earlier, with the tuna or the poke. Was it salmon or tuna poke? I forget which one it was. Right here, tuna poke. So that was when I was kind of having some cravings there. So no red flags for today. Okay, and so this will be good. Maybe this is something I should put on a spreadsheet. Just a thought. Track my days, day 1 to 100 on a spreadsheet. I'll consider working on that tomorrow. Maybe something like Google Sheets would be good, and then I can keep that all, those tabs of each day, and then I can upload it to this project and see if it can summarize kind of the foods I was eating in a meal plan. That would be pretty cool. But that's it for today, guys. I'm going to talk about supplements that I'm taking on another video right here. I'm going to have some vitamin B soon. L-theanine I'm going to have for just before bed. I'll talk about that. And then my noon electrolyte tablets. I didn't have any berberine today. I did yesterday. Tomorrow I'm going to have some berberine. I'll do that when I'm eating a carb-heavy meal. I'm going to go to the gym, do weights. So, and I'm going to be working in the clinic tomorrow. And in the afternoon, I'm going to have some free time. So I will give you guys an update tomorrow and then talk more about supplements and different foods that I'm eating. Probably put in a grocery order for Monday as well, and just share with you what I'm eating and what I'm ordering for my groceries. If you have any questions, drop them in the chat. Be happy to answer those. Follow me here on social media. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, our podcast, and like this video. It helps the algorithm. And I'll talk to you guys soon.